every one of your customers. Whether it's troubleshooting or installation, our online resources and US-based customer service team have what you need to keep the job on track. Support you can trust every step of the way. Moen, building success together. Get your trusted Moen products today at HomeDepot.com or a Home Depot store near you.
The virus that causes shingles is sleeping in 99% of people over 50. It's lying dormant, waiting, and it could reactivate at any time. And while not everyone at risk will develop shingles, it strikes as a painful, blistering rash that can last for weeks. Think you're not at risk for shingles? It's time to wake up, because shingles could wake up in you. If you're over 50, talk to your doctor or pharmacist about shingles prevention.
I couldn't lose weight. Fatigue, gas, bloating,
hot flashes.
These women got life-changing symptom relief from Belvital, the comprehensive hormone health solution from Body. While everyone is unique and will have varied results, here are extraordinary experiences from independent Body affiliates and actual Belvital users.
The combination of the fitness, the food, the breathing exercises, the supplements, it's just the magic that I was missing.
My workouts have never been better.
I love the combination of the Pilates with lifting.
My body literally feels like it got younger.
This nutrition program has taught me what my body truly needs.
I'm less bloated. I have less inflammation. Now I'm equipped with how to manage the stress.
It's helping me sleep so much better.
Within a week or two of taking these supplements, I physically felt a difference.
I have transformed my body from the inside out.
Belvital is a first-of-its-kind complete program that is helping thousands of women feel good. Learn more at belvital.com.
818 goes to the 701. Clay, how are you?
I am doing great. How are you this morning?
I heard the earth stop. You have a disagreement with the NRA. How in the world did that happen?
Well, it's not a complete disagreement.
Well,
I don't share their sentiment about Doug Burgum.
Right, so you're disagreeing with them.
I am, I guess you could say that.
Just say it. You're not choking on NRA-flavored Kool-Aid. You're not in the tank for the NRA. You actually have your own, brain and think for yourself. Whether we agree with you or not may be a different story. I don't know, but
well, I'm sure I have my
on this one
out there.
You and I talked off here, and I think there are some points that we each have that still think he's a better choice with interior than most would be, but
right, and I think he's going to be way better than what we saw in the last administration. There's no doubt.
I hope so.
That. And knowing Trump, the CEO that he is, I think he keeps a pretty good thumb on his employees. And let's face it, these people are employees. And that might be a little bit tough for Doug to become an employee rather than a boss.
Well, remember what he said in the one of the debates? He said, "Well, I'm more of a CEO, not a second in command." Well, we all know where that. He's not second in command either. He's what?
No,
fifth or sixth or seventh in command, whatever it is.
Like I said, he's going to be better. I don't think
absolutely.
He's going to be the champion that everyone thinks he is, like NRA. NRA believes this guy is the champion of all things, Department of Interior when you read the story. And I just don't feel the same love that they are. He did. And think about this. He got a confirmation quickly. I mean, he got it 79-18 in the Senate, which is, well, if you've been watching, that isn't happening in any other of them appointments.
No.
So, he was able to bring in a lot of Democrats, that should be a signal right there. He's probably the most non-controversial one, but they were championing him, the NRA was, about his great record with the Second Amendment. And yes, he did sign a few things that were good. There's no doubt about it. But let's remember, Doug Burgum, along with Wardner at the time, Kirsten Baszler, were all for red flag laws at the beginning of Burgum's term, the first term. And that was a battle. Finally got a hold of them. A lot of people did, and that went away. But they definitely were trying to pass red flag laws in the state of North Dakota, and Burgum would have signed them at the time. So we can't forget his past. Just because he puts on a different color as a chameleon doesn't mean that we forget his past.
Ooh, look at you. Wow, you've been waiting all day to say that line, haven't you?
Sure.
I can't wait till I get on with Mitchell tomorrow. Listen to this line.
I guarantee you that what they're going to do is, as far as the hunting opportunities within the Department of Interior and the lands that they control, which are vast. I mean, they always call them public lands. I don't call them public lands. They're publicly held lands. They're our lands. They're the people's, because, like I said, government makes nothing, produces nothing, sells nothing.
This land is your land. Oh, ick.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So at least now maybe you'll start seeing that opening up, which is a good thing, and I think Trump's probably on board with that as well. And there are some things, like I said, in North Dakota, in 2023, Burgum signed House Bill 1487. That actually was a protection act after, if everyone don't know it, credit card companies have a merchant code, and they wanted anything to flag and put into a database that if you bought something with a credit card, it was going to flag that particular code and that you were buying guns. And they passed the law immediately to their credit, and Burgum signed it. He also signed our Stand Your Ground bills, as we called it, and we were happy about that one. And he did help out with the reciprocity in North Dakota for concealed carry. So, I mean, he has done some good things, but he's been on both sides of this issue, and in retrospect, Trump has too. So, I mean, let's give him a chance, but I don't applaud it with the grandeur that NRA did. And I thought when they wrote the article, I said, wow, they must be in love with this guy the way they wrote it.
To quote a catchphrase that sometimes gets quoted in these kinds of things, it's not like he's the second coming, okay?
There you go.
But that said, probably, well, and yeah, you're not gonna find as much opposition to him as you will in some of the others. So I'm sure they're like, oh, let's just get through whatever. Fine,
right.
Give him that. Fine, but we are standing our ground on this and that and the other, and we'll see where that gets him.
And I got to say, right now, it's nothing. It's a huge contrast between Governor Burgum and Governor Armstrong, because Kelly is going to, I'm telling you, is going to be the most Second Amendment governor we have had. And he hunts, he shoots, he knows how to use firearms, where I really highly doubt that Burgum has the knowledge that our current governor now has. Kelly is he's a
we can tell which one you're tight with, because I don't think you ever called Burgum Doug. Doug and I.
No, I haven't. I do know Kelly, and I'm glad to say I know Kelly, and he does a fantastic job, and I've been very happy. So yeah. Clay Peterson, Guns of the 701, and more proof he's not just in the tank for the NRA. That's right.
He has his own, whether he's right or wrong can be debated. I'm not saying that either way. I'm just saying he can actually come up with his own opinion and not use the NRA talking points.
Well, Todd, I just can't help it that my opinions are facts.
Well, let me tell you why you're wrong and I'm right. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
You're one of those kind of guys, huh? Okay. As long as you say it's correct. Okay. All right. 824 at KFYR and Guns of the 701. I'm Todd Mitchell. Shush Act reintroduced. Well, does have to do with suppressors, so it's only fitting it would be called the Shush Act.
Yeah, this is not. We also still get this. We have the Hearing Protection Act. Both these have been introduced in Congress, so it's a great thing. Mike Cloud out of Texas and Mike Lee, if you don't know him, he's out of Utah. Mike Lee's a big proponent of Second Amendment issues, and they did. The silencers help us save Hearing Act. So shush, right? I love this one because it's going to essentially gut the NFA, which is the National Firearms Act, and you're not going to have to worry about getting a $200 tax stamp. You're not going to have to worry about going through the extensive background check. And some of if you do some of these things, I think they even want you to be fingerprinted, but that's, I believe, with a trust. A lot of things have been changing within that realm as far as suppressors, but they believe that a suppressor should not be subject to this stuff. It's just another piece of an accessory to a firearm, no different than a stock or, say, a barrel shroud. Sight, it should not have to take basically a congressional act, which the NFA was, to get a suppressor. And I love the fact they're going to remove this. They're going to remove them from the NFA and the Gun Control Act. They're going to treat it as a regular firearms accessory. They're going to prohibit, this is the one I love, they're going to prohibit states from imposing taxes and or registration requirements on suppressors, and of course end the $200 transfers tax stamp is what they call it, and streamline the acquisition process for law-abiding Americans. So you'll be able to be like Africa or be like Europe. Walk into your local store and buy a suppressor off the shelf if this passes. That's a fantastic thing. I imagine you're going to get some pushback because let's remember, suppressors are on the rise as far as people purchasing them, and that's $200 out of the Fed's pocket now, because there's a lot of money being generated by suppressor sales because you got to buy a tax stamp for every single suppressor you own. So that adds up. That adds up a lot.
Well, thing about that story is I think it's been a little suppressed.
A little suppressed.
See what I did there?
See what you did there.
More of that razor sharp wit that can get you a job in radio and get you fired from just about every other job that exists. But there we are.
Oh, that was great. I love it, Todd.
Clay Peterson goes to the 701-827. We've got more on the way. Hang on.
Coming up next, we look at oil prices and how volatile they are, especially through the month of January. That's next on the Dakota Farm and Ranch Report.
Carl Olson here with the North Dakota Hereford Association. Studies indicate that Hereford genetics increase net profit by $51 per cow per year. On a 400-cow herd, that's $20,000. And calves sired by Hereford bulls continue to add value through the chain with a documented $30 per head in feedlot profitability. Again, real money to your bottom line. We have many breeders across the state with Herefords for sale. Contact one of us at ndherfords.com.
KFYR.
With the Dakota Farm and Ranch Report, I'm Scott Bachmeyer. Patrick DeHaan with GasBuddy.com says oil prices were all over the map in January as Washington, D.C. transformed from one administration to the next.
President Trump, we've seen a lot of volatility in policies. We've seen some big movements in the price of oil. Oil prices jumped from $68 in early December to nearly $80 in mid-January before cooling back down to $74 a barrel. Like I said, the volatility is likely to continue until we see the administration settle in.
So how exactly are oil investors interpreting this Trump administration?
Well, I think it's going to be a net good thing for the long run, but in the short term, there's been a lot of policy shifts that have caused a lot of uncertainty, and I think that's what we're seeing in the market right now. And so from that perspective, I think there's a little bit of anxiety over the short term. Oil companies really not sure what policies may be good, what policies may not be good. And so I think there is concern there for the time being.
One other point of concern, he added, is ongoing tariff talks with Canada, which is a large provider of oil to the United States. With the Dakota Farm and Ranch Report, I'm Scott Bachmeyer.
KFYR, your ag authority.
Hi, I'm Greg Rosenthal, host of NFL Daily. Join me live from Radio Row in New Orleans. I'll be interviewing the NFL's biggest names all week long. NFL Daily will have you ready for this year's big moment. Will it be Mahomes completing the three-peat or Jalen Hurts avenging their Super Bowl 57 loss? We'll be there on the field after the game. Full recap, interviews with this year's Super Bowl champions. Don't miss it.
Listen to NFL Daily on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Follow NFL Daily and start listening on the free iHeartRadio app today.
Hi, this is Jenny Garth from I Do Part 2. Who do you know on Ozempic or semaglutide right now? Everyone, right? These game-changing weight loss meds are everywhere, and Future Health makes it easy to get started. Find out if weight loss meds are right for you in just 3 minutes at tryfh.com. Future Health is not a healthcare services provider. Meds are prescribed at provider's discretion. Results may vary. Sponsored by Future Health.
This is the story of the one. As a facility technician installing a new welding station, he knows getting the ventilation right is critical for safety. That's why when questions arise, there's Grainger. Grainger offers detailed technical product information online at his fingertips, so it's easy to find what he needs. Because when it comes to safety, having answers means he and his people can breathe a little easier. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
The morning.
I just wanted to tell you sound a lot like Elon Musk when you laugh.
He keeps wanting to borrow money from me. I'm getting tired of it.
When I heard you laugh the first time, if you ever listen to Elon laugh about some of the stuff you're a doppelganger for, very few of us that are you building some spaceships?
He and I have a lot in common. He wants to go to the moon, and my ex wants to send me there.
Mitchell in the morning. KFYR 550, 99.7 at iHeartRadio.
Fox News. I'm Chris Foster. The unemployment rate falls a bit to 4%, but job growth slowed down last month, fewer than half the hires there were in December.
143,000 in January. Job gains occurred in healthcare, in retail trade, and in social assistance. Employment declined in mining and the oil and gas extraction industry.
Fox Business correspondent Lauren Simonetti. The White House says it's a good thing that a federal judge blocked a federal worker buyout offer due to expire last night because now people have more time to accept it.
Reps for 800,000 federal workers filed suit asking to delay the deadline. Now this judge's decision blocks the administration from taking any further action until a Monday court hearing when both sides can present more arguments. And to comply, the Office of Personnel Management moved that deadline to midnight on Monday.
Fox's Jackie Heinrich at the White House. America's listening to Fox News.
And now from North Dakota's News Authority, Todd Mitchell, KFYR Radio News.
Another winter weather system will pass through this afternoon through tomorrow. Several inches of snow expected along and south of I-94. Highest totals favored to be near the north.
LAUER Auto Repair, located at 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota.
Give them a call at 701-258-6308.
The team of mechanics at LAUER Auto can take care of any problem your vehicle is having. And when you do business with LAUER, you can be assured you're doing business with a pro Second Amendment America First repair shop. There are plenty of other auto repair shops in the Bismarck-Mandan area. But why take a chance at patronizing a shop that might not have your beliefs at heart? Make no mistake. LAUER Auto is your pro Second Amendment repair shop. When you talk to the guys at LAUER Auto, don't forget to tell them that you heard they are a sponsor of Guns and the 701 and that you appreciate their support of our pro Second Amendment, pro North Dakota live stream and podcast. That's LAUER Auto Repair, 701-258-6308.
701-258-6308.
Located 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota.
Experience the exhilaration of power in your hands at Bloodline Kinetics. Why Cerakote? Simply, it aids in firearm preservation while also giving your piece a unique look. Barrel threading, NFA laser engraving, bolt handle threading, mount, level, and bore, sight scope chamber rebarreling, and much more. Bloodline Kinetics is meant to reflect a long American lineage in gun ownership, who stand for the Second Amendment rights, Bloodline, and the science behind gun accuracy. Kinetics. To some, it's just a constitutional right that can go away. To us, it's in our American bloodline, and we believe it should stay that way. Here at Bloodline Kinetics, we understand that hunters, sportsmen, women, and gun owners should have a quality firearm. Stop and see us at 2008 Morrison Avenue 2 in Bismarck, North Dakota, 58504, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Call 701-390-7997. Visit our website, bloodlinekinetics.com.
Anvil Brand LLC, raising and training tomorrow's barrel horses right out of Bismarck, North Dakota. Tracy and her family are great American patriots who not only support the Second Amendment, but they also promoted what you're looking for, top quality barrel horses. Go ahead and give Tracy a call at 701-471-6629 and tell them Guns and the 701.com sent you. That's Anvil Brand LLC out of Bismarck, North Dakota.
Like Michael, the flow like Aubrey. Walk around thinking I'm a prince like Saudi. Mismatched Converse, t-shirts tucked in. Know my worth, can't tell me nothing. White Nikes, albino, pink.
KFYR AccuWeather forecast coming up.
Attention farmers, High Plains.
Attention farmers and ranchers, don't miss the 48th annual KFYR Agri International Expo, February 11th and 12th at the Bismarck Event Center. See the latest in farm and ranch equipment and services, along with free seminars, each day thousands of dollars in prizes. View the farm toy show or have a cold one in the beer garden. It's all happening at the 47th annual KFYR Agri International Expo, February 11th and 12th at the Bismarck Event Center, sponsored by Pucklet Chevrolet and your local Touchstone Energy Cooperatives.
This is Jenny Garth from I Do Part 2. Everyone's talking about GLP-1s like Ozempic, semaglutide. With Future Health, you can find out if they're right for you too. Just go to tryfh.com, that's tryfh.com, and find out if weight loss meds are right for you in just 3 minutes. Future Health is not a healthcare services provider. Meds are prescribed at provider's discretion. Results may vary. Sponsored by Future Health.
Have you played Pick 6 from DraftKings? It's Super Bowl 59, the last time to play NFL Pick 6 this season. As the official daily fantasy sports partner of the NFL, DraftKings does fantasy sports like no one else. And DraftKings is making it even sweeter for first-timers. New Pick 6 customers play $5 to get $59 in Pick 6 credits. Win more cash on Pick 6. Download the DraftKings Pick 6 app and use code ENTRY. That's code ENTRY for new customers to play $5 and get $59 in Pick 6 credits. Only on DraftKings Pick 6. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org in Connecticut. Must be 18 and over. Age and eligibility restrictions vary by jurisdiction. Pick 6 not available everywhere, including New York and Ontario. Void where prohibited. One per new customer. Bonus awarded as non-withdrawable Pick 6 credits that expire in 14 days. Limited time offer. See terms at pick6.draftkings.com/promos.
Here's your AccuWeather forecast. Clouds and cold, snow and flurries at times by afternoon, accumulating about an inch, the high 12. Periods of snow tonight, 1 to 3 inches, and a low at 2 below zero. Morning snow tomorrow, another 1 to 3 inches on the way, high at 13. Plenty of sunshine, a cold day on the high Sunday 16. Plan with confidence. Check on AccuWeather.com today. With your AccuWeather forecast, I'm Steve Williams.
Cloudy and 5 in Bismarck, 836. Guns in the 701. More coming up in a moment. Roz Layton is filling in for Michael Bell, Dakota Mornings after 9.
Attention farmers and ranchers, don't miss the 48th annual KFYR Agri International Expo, February 11th and 12th at the Bismarck Event Center. See the latest in farm and ranch equipment and services, along with free seminars each day. Register for thousands of dollars in prizes, view the farm toy show, or have a cold one in the beer garden. It's all happening at the 47th annual KFYR Agri International Expo, February 11th and 12th at the Bismarck Event Center, sponsored by Pucklet Chevrolet and your local Touchstone Energy Cooperatives.
Artificial intelligence, AI, it's all you hear about, but how far away is it? And what are the potential threats from AI that could totally upend the way Americans live their lives? What will it do to the job market? What will the unemployment rate be? What does it mean for data privacy or cybersecurity? How about the banking system or national security? The ECB has already warned about a bubble in AI stocks. Could this spread to other sectors? If you have $50,000 or more saved for retirement, this may not be the time to wait and find out. Learn how you could help protect your life savings using precious metals like gold and silver. Now you can get a free gold and silver kit from the top-rated precious metals company, Goldco. On top of that, you could get up to a 10% instant match in bonus silver, but only while supplies last. Call 855-GOLD-IRA now. That's 855-GOLD-IRA. One more time, 855-GOLD-IRA.
In this week's Marketers Report, Corey Marchesotto, CMO of Elf Beauty, partner of iHeart Women's Sports, talks about partnerships.
I see brands as antennas. So we send out the ELF signal, and what comes back is people who want to be a part of this story. Why are we partnering with iHeart? Because we want to advance women in sports.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia can get more people to hear your message than anyone else. For better results for every budget, visit iHeartAdvertising.com.
I'm just on a roll today.
Really? I know, right? Anybody else you care to offend before 9 here?
Yeah,
he offends more people before 9 than most people do in a whole week.
I wanted to generate some good calls for you, over the weekend.
So when Trump buys Greenland, what are we doing with polar bears apart from doing some Coke? He'll make him Diet Coke commercials because he drinks Diet Coke. But yeah.
Sure, that's right. He's even got a Diet Coke installed again. But yeah, I come across this and we'd like to do wildlife stories here, right?
Well, you can't just be shooting at cans your whole life. You got to shoot at wildlife eventually, right?
Well, yeah, it's like when I say I've been making changes on our place. So I have more wildlife. And so you want to see more things? I said, no, I like to kill them. So that's why I'm trying to get them to come to our land and stay there. And I love to hunt. The reactions are varying. But no, I thought this was awesome because, Don Jr. hunts a lot. I mean, that's his thing. And I thought, this is pretty cool. He basically said Greenland's got a big polar bear
hunting opportunity there. You know, we do have, it's a strategic position, and of course we got a military base there, but I love this idea that there would probably be an opportunity for polar bear hunting. They've got seals, musk ox, and polar bears on Green, and they've been hunting them literally for, you know,
I thought the polar bears were getting extinct.
Oh, yeah, that's what they have you think, wouldn't it?
No,
You
they're
know,
sitting
the
there
floating
off on
polar
little
bear
individual island ice things. They're floating around the Arctic Circle and stuff.
Not true, but hey, it looked good for the other
Never
side.
let the truth get in the way of a good story. That's
right.
moral
That's
there.
right. And they had a few things cited in here. They had some records where they were taking polar bears, and right now the quota is about 156 polar bears, but they're seeing an increase. So aside from the article, I did go look at a few things, and yeah, they are seeing an increase in polar bears and polar bear sightings. Well, the leftists, they're saying, oh, because of the climate changes taking place, which, by the way, has been happening since the world was created. It's not a new theory. But anyway, we have nothing to do with it. Right now, the increase in them probably has more to do with the low quotas. And, yeah, you're going to see more polar bears if there are more polar bears there, right? Oh, what a novel idea. But right now, they made it in 2005. They really started restricting the hunting of them only to the native Inuit people that live there. Can you imagine if they open this up, USA takes over Greenland, which I think it would be an actual... I wasn't sure I was for this till I started really checking out why the interest is there. And it isn't the first time. We tried to acquire Greenland right after World War II, if anyone didn't know that. But history don't matter anymore, so just get mad and have a reaction. But anyway, when you look at this, I know that the average polar bear hunt, when you could do it, 20,000+ just probably to go. And then, of course, you got the travel and all the expenses that go with it. So, I mean, it is a rich man's sport probably, but it's also an opportunity for them people there to create another revenue source. The same way we do on our private land here. If you start up a hunting operation or you have an access operation for hunting, it's just another stream of revenue for your land. So I look at it as a great opportunity, and I can tell you right now, if I ever had the opportunity, it'd be fun to go there and go polar bear hunting. I mean, that's something that I probably can never do, but it'd be sure fun to think about.
So what do we change Greenland's name to? Because we're not going to leave it green because, Don's not a greenie, right? And it's the Gulf of America. I mean, Americaland?
Americaland, there we go.
Americaland. There we are.
I mean, it'd probably be Trumpland. I mean, he likes to name things else. So.
Trumpland.
Trumpland.
Can you imagine the outrage in all of Europe if that happens?
Wouldn't they flip out? And he'd probably suggest it just to get out there talking because he kind of does that. He likes to poke the bear.
Well, so I get it, poke the bear. Yeah, I get where you're going with that. Hey, I gotta blow this one by because you and I haven't gotten to talk about this one. You heard what PETA was trying to get accomplished right before Groundhog Day.
No,
this is not a joke. I'm not leading into a punchline here. Well, other than the fact that their own wishes are a punchline. They wanted Punxsutawney Phil retired and offered to every year offer up another way of telling whether we're going to have 6 more weeks of winter or not. A weather reveal cake. Pink is one way, blue is the other. I forget which way was which, and maybe they had decided that one.
Was it going to be weather neutral?
I identify as purple. Yeah, okay, whatever.
Oh,
but
my goodness.
Tell me what it is that they do that's so cruel to Punxsutawney Phil. Are they that offended by holding him up? Is that because that's the most physical they do? They're not shooting. They're not killing Punxsutawney Phil every year. They're just seeing if he sees a shadow, they hold him up and go, okay, we're done. I mean, and then that's it.
That groundhog lives in luxury. He's taken care of like a national treasure.
Exactly.
Wow. That's
so. Wow. I'm not sure which is just more confusing and awkward the fact that we need a weather reveal cake. Like, are we not selling enough gender reveal cakes anymore? And we have to, or
PETA didn't get the memo that on November 5th wokeness quit, right? They didn't get that.
well, they've been seeing those Jaguar commercials, so
yeah. Boy, them were
although they have those have been on lately, have they? I guess I haven't seen one in a while.
For a while, I saw them.
Yeah, because maybe somebody told them, "Hey, did you guys hear what happened with Harley and stuff?"
I imagine maybe sales went down because that usually triggers.
Well, that's just it.
Line. Yeah,
look at how many people jumped off the Harley bandwagon. Now it's been a while, so I'm sure it's they're kind of funneling back because it's not. And for God's sakes, don't blame local dealerships. They weren't the ones that said, "Hey, let's try going woke and see what happens."
Yeah,
I'm sure if you would have asked any local dealership, they would have told you, let's not."
Let's not. Yeah, that's about it. It's like InBev when InBev let the Bud Light commercials go, and that was not a smart move, and it hurt them hard. I think they finally had a quarter where they profited recently because that went for a long time, and I don't think they had a clue that would go that long. But you know what? You piss off most of your base, your demographic. Probably not a good idea.
Well, yeah. Although I was very vocal and got a thank you call from McCoy Distributing on, hey, don't blame the local bottler just because some agency company, some third-party agency decides that they've got this big woke plan. Yeah, it wasn't the greatest of plans, but guess what? Like I just said with the Harley thing a moment ago, it wasn't like they called, Shannon McQuaid-Eli up and said, we want to run an idea by you. Because I'm sure the response would have been completely different. So
the biggest problem is it isn't the local people, but unfortunately, to hurt the main corporate company, you got to not buy. And that's, don't buy that particular. But guess what? The bottler bottles other stuff. Yeah, get the other stuff. Yeah, get the other stuff. Just make sure that brand. If you're going to attack that brand, fine. Have that brand sales sink to nothing, but don't screw the local bottler over wherever, be it McQuaid or wherever anybody else living, is listening to this. I mean, it's not fair to attack. They weren't or if they were, then if they're doing their own woke stuff, then that's on them. But you can't, I got a better idea.
Okay.
Let's make beer great again. Anheuser-Busch back to being an American company rather than being under the InBev conglomerate.
You're gonna get your MABA hat made now.
There you go, MABA. There you go.
Or MABA. Whatever.
What the heck is that? Make beer great again. There we go, huh?
There you go. I think you get a lot of people on board with that idea.
I think so. Even people hardly listen. You hear that, make beer great again. Yeah, I'm all for that.
And guess what? Clay's changing the name of his thing now. It's Guns, Beer, and the 701. Yeah,
there we go.
See what I did there? Look at that. Pro Gun States block credit card gun registry scheme.
We just talked a little about that, and kudos. I give kudos where they're due, and that was when Governor Burgum did sign HB 1487 at the last session, and that's what this is about. South Dakota has Senate Bill 81 out there, and it's called the Firearm Financial Privacy Act, is what they've nicknamed it. It did clear the Senate 33-2, and I looked. I knew it. I didn't even have to look it up. I had to go look it upside the facts. And guess what? The two senators on that committee, what party do you think they were part of? They're both...
The Green Party?
Just as good, right? One of them is the minority leader. So everybody down in South Dakota, you're Commie Democrat minority leader, Senator Liz Larson. She's from District 10 out of Minnehaha to Sioux Falls. And assistant minority leader, Senator Jamie Smith. He's, of course, from District 15 and Minnehaha County in Sioux Falls. Let them know what you think about that, because all this was doing was getting rid of that code, again, the merchant category code, that would keep track of your sales with a credit card on firearm and ammunition purposes. South Dakota is going to pass this bill. I have no doubt. I'm pretty sure the new governor there, Larry Wooden, will follow in the footsteps of Noam and sign it. I mean, this is just common sense to me, and I can't imagine. Like I said, we had two Democrats, rather than looking, saying, you know, this is an invasion on privacy. Nah, we'll go with our party platform, which they just wrote with their recent DNC meeting, if you didn't catch that.
You know, the perfect way to shut them up and be able to do whatever you want, just say, my body, my choice.
There you go. Perfect.
Because they live on that one, right? Selectively.
Oh,
I know, right? Just full of awful stuff today. What can I say? Guns of the 701, and make sure you check out everything that they do, because it's more than just Friday mornings, believe it or not.
Yeah, Friday mornings right here, 7:15 Mountain, 8:15 Central, right on KFYR, 5:50 a.m. And I mean, Todd, we can't say enough thanks to you, and of course Michael over there on days when we get there the first part of the month on Dakota mornings. Jamie and I really enjoy it, and we're very, very happy that you gave us the opportunity. I got to put that out there because it's a blast every Friday morning.
Well, happy to have done it. I'm glad you got your chops all up to speed down there. Yeah.
By the way, you can get this every Wednesday night, but starting in March for Lent, we will be going to Thursday nights at 7 p.m. Mountain, 8 p.m. Central, same place, just a different day.
Are you going to do a fishing show on Fridays? Because that's what you're supposed to have, fish on Friday, right?
Yeah, maybe I'll have to talk some fishing.
just saying.
All right.